Alright, hi guys. This is Charl bringing you a little bit of Warhammer Vermintide. Now, I've always liked this game. It's really interesting. I haven't played a lot of it. It's only got about 20 hours in it, but so I haven't gotten everything done, but that's what I hope to get done today.
There's a score of them burrowing beneath.
So if you don't know about this game, it's set in the Warhammer fantasy universe, and I'm a massive Warhammer fan. If y'all don't know what that is, just, go online, look that up, and find out a little bit about it. It's a little complicated to try and explain all at once. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into a game. Let's see what we can get done. If I don't find anybody in the matchmaking, I'll just start hosting my own game. Alright, awesome. Alright. I think I'm gonna go with the Bright Wizard, and I'll explain the mechanics behind her in just a minute.
Told me of increased movement below. There's a Skaven tunnel in the cellar next door, and she reckons it goes on for miles. I hope she's bloody wrong, but we can't take the risk. Get in there and see what you can find.
Alright. So, the Bright Wizard plays a little bit and we're running into it. The Bright Wizard plays a little bit differently from all the other classes in that her ranged attack is infinite. However, you can charge it up and do that. And the more that bar you see at the bottom of the screen go up is the danger that she's in. If you fill it all the way up, she just kinda explodes, which is no bueno for her. But she's a very, very powerful crowd control class. She doesn't have a lot of the same problems that, say, where is he? That Marcus Kruber over there has, the guy with the big hammer. He's more dedicated to killing bigger, scarier enemies. While the class I'm playing, the Bright Wizard, is much better at killing enemy infantry, just standard guys. But you can see right there that that's one of the special enemy classes, a Globadier. Some scary enemies down there. Okay. So what I'm going to want to do here is just get a nice charge up and throw it in there on top of them. You can see him going straight for the Storm Vermin right there, because that's something that's not easy to take out because of the armor that they've got. But with a hammer, you've kind of got a slight advantage in that regard because it ignores all armor, so you can do a lot of damage to them. More so than any other class, which doesn't really have any armor penetrating abilities with their weaponry. Up there you can see what's called a rattling gunner, and as you can see, it's a rat with a Gatling gun. And there's really no way we can get at him right now, so we're just going to keep going down, it looks like. But the thing about the Rattling Gunners is that once they start firing at their target, they don't necessarily stop shooting at them. They'll stay completely focused on the one person to the detriment of everything else. So typically what you want to do is have... Oh my god. You want to have one person who's going to distract the gunner. And from there you just go right around it and bash it in the head. Right here we've got a Rat Ogre. This is basically a tank from Left 4 Dead, which I'm sure everybody's played at least once, even if you don't own the game. Now we've got the Rattling Gunner back here shooting at everybody. So I think I'm gonna go and try and take him out before he can kill us all. I got him. Now we got these little guys tearing us up. Oh god, this is bad. We're gonna die down here probably, because we're in a bad spot with this rat ogre, and now we've got all these little guys coming around behind us. Alright, here we go. I'm getting the ranger back up. Hopefully we can whittle this big guy down before he completely murders us. And I'm down. Yeah, this looks to be about it, but you can see that this is a game where it's very much in the vein of Left 4 Dead. You've got your primary, other than the fact that it's melee focused. You have a melee weapon, and you do have one ranged weapon that you can use for all the classes. But you have the same basic idea behind it. You're trying to get from one point to another, or trying to complete some kind of objective within the level. And in between, you've got special enemies and less powerful enemies, you know, just plain rats that'll come and attack you. And all of the special enemy classes are essentially the same as the original Left 4 Dead's special zombies. Like the Poison Wind Globadier is very similar to the Boomer in that when he hits you with his attack, he'll poison you and does damage to you over time. It's not like the Boomer in that the enemy doesn't focus solely on you if he hits you with his attack. But that's probably the closest thing that it comes to. He's also similar to the Smoker in that regard, and the Spitter from Left 4 Dead 2, but the Gutter Runner is just like the Hunter. He runs around, he climbs up on top of stuff, and then he'll leap on top of you and stab you until you're dead. Let's see, who am I forgetting? Oh my god, I know I'm forgetting somebody. Oh, the Packmaster is also very much like he's probably the closest thing to the Smoker that there is in this game. In that he comes up and he'll grab you with this pole with a rope around the end of it, and he'll drag you away from the main group, and he'll just let all the little rats take care of you on the way there. And you saw the Rat Ogre, just like the tank. Same thing, same principle. Doesn't really do anything special other than run around and bash people. And I really think that's about it. You know? Let's see. The Rattling Gunner's there. And then there's the Storm Vermin. I forgot about them. And Storm Vermin are just big rats with nasty weapons that you saw a little earlier.
The source is somewhere in Morse Field, of all the places. Deal with it, and quickly. The town won't last without clean water.
Alright. This'll load eventually so that we can jump in. This game's relatively new on Steam. I'd suggest going and checking it out, and even if you're a fan of Left 4 Dead, you'll love this game. But even if you aren't, and you're a Warhammer fan, I think you'll find a lot of fun here, because even though it's not, you know, it's not like Dawn of War or any of those other games that Games Workshop's released, it's a very, very good game in and of itself. And even if you don't typically like this kind of game, I think if you're a Warhammer fan, you'll find something here that you're going to enjoy. Alright.
They say that for every Skaven you see, there's a score of them burrowing beneath.
Let's see if we can get into a game. I'm just gonna go up here, practice my archery. Alright, I guess I'm gonna host. Hopefully some people will jump in. I feel like the only problem that there is with this game is that there aren't a ton of people who play it, but I feel like if a few more people would give it a shot and just jump in and try a game, then I think people would find that they really enjoy this type of thing. I'm just gonna go ahead and jump in with the bots. They're not half bad. They can do a decent enough job.
The front seems to have stabilized, but Alicia's just told me of increased movement below. There's a Skaven tunnel in the cellar next door, and she reckons it goes on for miles. I hope she's bloody wrong, but we can't take the risk. Get in there and see what you can find.
Okay. Let's see what happens. Alright.
How kind! You'd already built tunnels for those rat men to use.
Want to know what we'll find? We bloody know what we'll find.
The Skaven weapons don't bother me. It's their stench.
Oh god. Now, awesome. Alright. So that was a storm vermin that I just took out with those arrows. I was lucky in that I was actually able to shoot him in the head from that distance with all those smaller rats standing right there. Ooh, shit. So you can see that the game has something of a parry system that they've got. And as you can, well, hopefully, I'd like for an enemy to attack me so that I can show how it works. But really the gist of it is if an enemy attacks you and their attack will just kind of bounce off of your block and you'll have an opening to attack them with, which is very, very useful if you've got a shield, and you'll have more stamina bars, as you can see represented by the little shields that you've got there. God. Hey, hopefully right here. Yeah, see? He kind of falls back and away and gives you an opening to attack. I'm in a bad spot here. You can also push the enemy away from you if you just hold down the block button and click the attack button, and you'll push them away from you and you knock them on the ground, kind of like with the weapon bash in Left 4 Dead. The zombies will fall over and gives you an opening to shoot them. But you can see it's a pretty simplistic game, but at the same time it's got some pretty deep mechanics behind it in terms of the combat. It's not completely shallow, and you're not just running around swinging your weapon all the time. Especially on the harder difficulties, where you do have to be very careful with some of the larger enemies. Especially the storm vermin, because they will take you down if you don't block their attacks. And even here on the lower difficulties, some of these smaller enemies can really do some damage if you're not careful. You've also got heavy attacks, as you can see right here with this. If you've got a lot of enemies in here, so I'm gonna have to play this very carefully. Just gonna have to take all these little rats out before I can do anything to help anybody. And we got a Packmaster here, like I was telling you about. He's got me in his rope, and luckily I was rescued. Oh, the dwarf died. He got stuck there and I couldn't get to him in time to save him. Alright, got him. I need to get up here and help our bright wizard out. She's in a lot of trouble. I've got my bomb. Oh my god, I'm such a dummy.
This will only take longer.
Oh
with you
god.
staring.
He's gonna be pissed at me. I'm just gonna have to be the goat for right now. Just take the hits for these guys. But you can see that his attention will change based on who's doing damage to him at the time. Like if you're doing a lot of damage to him, he'll focus on you instead of everybody else. And you can block his attacks as you see him doing, but the fewer stamina bars you have, the more damage will get through. Right now, I've got very little health left. I really need to stay away from him if I'm going to survive. I'm going to have to heal up and I'm going to have to wait in here. Oh god. He just knocks you so far away. If I go down, I think that'll probably be it. Ooh. Oh my god. Yeah, this isn't easy. I can't... There's not a lot we can do here. All we can do is just wail on him. Oh my god. Well, we got him, finally. And it looks like our dwarf's down there now. So, even if somebody dies, you'll come across them later, they'll be tied up, and you can set them free, and they'll join back in. Oh my god. I feel like there's a silver lining to all of this, even though we got absolutely destroyed by that rat ogre. At the same time, we're probably not going to have to deal with one for a good long while. So I feel like if we can just, you know, find some healing items or some bombs, ammunition would be nice because I'm out of arrows for my bow.
I'm getting trounced.
Then I think we might be able to make it through this. And it looks like we've got somebody who's joined in with us. Oh, that's bad. Alright. This guy's got a pretty nice weapon. That's nice. Ah! That was bad. We got a loot rat who just ran around the corner. A guy with a little bag on him. I'd like to get him, but I don't have anything to... I don't have anything to get him with. I don't have any arrows, so I can't really chase him down. It looks like he's already gone, but... As you can see, rat ogres, or rat storm vermin are nothing to play around with. Alright. Where is the... Oh, there she is. Alright. At this point, it's just survival mode. No, I can't really afford to get hit, and nobody else can either. Let's check this little corner out. Got a healing item over here, so at least I'm not going to die immediately. That's nice. Looks like we got another person who's going to join in with us in a minute. Oh, excuse me. Oh. We didn't get very far in that last game. Because I recognize this area is... We died just down this little tunnel here. That's not a good sign. But, as I said, we don't have to fight a rat ogre down here this time. Hopefully. Unless the game just really hates us. In which case we might have to.
What machinery does this? Or is it all slave-driven?
Leaving so soon, Sergeant?
The vermin have been here for some time.
Whew. This game is very, very bloody. It's, as you can tell, with flying Skaven heads. not for the kids. There is a poison globadier, but looks like he got taken out, which is a good thing. And now we've got a... Looks like we've got a full party now.
Quickly, Lumberfoot, they'll be back.
Alright. Try and pick these guys off. If you can get rats before they get to you, that's always a good thing. It's always preferable to having a absolute gigantic horde of rats falling in on top of you while you're running around. I really don't understand why the dwarf's down here. It's a terrible place to be. Now we've got a storm vermin. Oh, he's trying to get that potion, I guess. That's... okay. We need to get up to the top, that way we aren't slowed down by this water. Also, something I should mention is you could see that one of our teammates picked up what's called a tome, and what that does is when you get to the end of the level, you roll dice on the loot table, essentially. And depending on your roll, you get better or sometimes even no loot. And what you get when you pick up tomes is it takes up one of your slots. I think a grimoire takes up your healing slot. Or no, a tome takes up your healing slot, and a grimoire takes up your potion slot. Or explosive slot. I'm not entirely sure which it is. But if you get to the end of the level with one, it gives you a really good shot at getting better loot, because it gives you an extra dice that's got an improved chance with, because it only has two sides to it. So you either don't get loot or you do get loot. And you got a 50-50 shot either way. And we've got this poor guy. This poor guy. He's just having a bad time. Alright, I'm gonna cover this way while he's healing him. Alright. I'm gonna heal him up. Where is he? Where'd he go? Ah, got some ammo over
Not
here.
as tough as you claim, One Eye.
There we go. So I think just as I go and play this game, I'm going to try and showcase all of the classes just to give everybody a good idea of what they do and explain them one at a time rather than doing it all at once. Otherwise, it's going to be a little bit too complicated to do it that way. I think I'd rather just compress it into several videos. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, this is worth using a bomb on. There we go. Alright. So what happened there is there's a persistent event in a lot of the levels where a storm vermin patrol will come waltzing by, like you saw. And you can choose to ignore them. You don't necessarily have to fight them. It's preferable not to fight them in a lot of circumstances, but luckily right there, I feel like somebody just made a mistake and attacked them, but luckily I had a bomb and took out most of them, so we didn't get in too much trouble. But I'd really like to beat this level, because I do believe that would mean I've completed all of the maps, which would be great, because then I can go back and I think I can feel like I can focus on getting better loot and just going through the maps and learning where all the tomes and grimoires hide out. But yeah, since I got the game, I've just been trying to focus on seeing all the maps at least once and playing through them all to the end so that I can unlock the harder difficulties and be able to go back through the maps and maybe teach some new players how to play. Because I'd really love to see this game grow and be a much bigger thing, because I feel like the studio that made this has great potential, and if they keep making games, you know, hopefully they'll be able to make something really special one day. Not to say that this isn't a special kind of game, because it's very entertaining. It's always very exciting to see a good Games Workshop game for a change, instead of the usual garbage that they put out.
No giving up now.
Because Games Workshop's always had a terrible, terrible reputation of just giving out their IP to anybody. Like, doesn't matter how good you are, they'll hand you their license and say, here you go, make a game, and feels like 90% of the time it just ends up being garbage. But I think this year, particularly with Warhammer Total War Vermintide coming out, you know, in November of 2015, I think, and with Eternal Crusade, I feel like this is a year in which Games Workshop's on the ascending path, which is great to see, because I just got into the tabletop hobby. I'd love to see them be able to keep going on and do something new with that. I'm going to pick up that strength potion, because it's a little redundant to be an elf that's even faster. So I'm going to get that, so if I get in a tricky situation with a tougher enemy, I can pop that potion and be able to do some extra damage to him. Alright. Ooh, this looks fun. Alright, so right here all we have to do is get these barrels up to those 3 glowing spots, and shouldn't be that hard. But there's a... oh my god, never mind. I'm seeing 2 storm vermin right here alone. Luckily they can't hit me, because they suck. Oh my god. They're absolutely wailing on me, but... there we go. I'm gonna get this barrel, I'm gonna go right now before anything else comes along. This is my best shot to get one of these in place. We got a bomb right here I'm gonna pick up. Alright. Here we go. With this many rats in a group like that, I really don't have to aim too much. Well, I'm not actually hitting anything, which is a little frustrating. Oh, that is not a rat, that's the dwarf. Oh, Christ. Okay. Well, at least they got him. That's gonna blow up. Oh. Right as I say it. Standing there stupidly, taking a bomb to the face. Oh my god. Anyways, we're in a pretty good spot here to be able to beat the level, it seems. We're all decently healthy other than me. Oh, where? That's ammo. Somebody said medical supplies. That'd be really nice right now. I'm just gonna kind of kite around the edges of the enemy right now. Just chop at them. Dang it. I really hope that the medical supplies weren't up there, but I have a feeling that they were. That's no good. But hopefully I can just avoid taking damage long enough to be able to find some other healing items. Ah, God. Now I have no idea what's going on. Oh, we're supposed to... that would have been good to know, but at least if they finish the level, I'll be able to share in with the loot anyways, so... I feel like me getting killed right there wasn't the worst thing, because I managed to distract them and keep the rest of the group going forward by keeping all of the enemies back.
The city lies this way, Thunderfoots. Don't tarry.
Well, he made a valiant effort. They need to just get going, honestly. But I guess they really want to save him, but they didn't really give much of a second thought to me. You need to kill those guys, buddy. Come on. You're so close to... oh, This might be it. It might be over. I don't think we're going to be able to get through here. There's just so many enemies right now. Oh. Well, it was a close attempt. We almost did it. That would have been great if we'd actually been able to get through to the end. We had 2 tomes and a grimoire, I think. But I did get some gems there, which is pretty good. But I think I'm going to stop the recording here, and I'll be back a little bit later with another recording of this game, probably with another class. But for right now, I think I'm going to end it here.